Whoa, welcome back. All right, just breezing through hour two here on a Monday edition of Liquid Lunch on Biz TV. I'm John Tobacco, Biz Talk Radio. How are you? Thank you for listening. If you want to get some fun stuff in between all the great content on Biz TV and Biz Talk Radio, if you want to join the lunch bunch for the freestyle parts of the show, during commercials, I'm on there talking to the audience, answering some questions, shouting out all my good friends who are tuned in every day. So you may want to check us out on Facebook at Johnny Tobacco. As I've been ranting about throughout the first hour today, we have the first signs of the impending technocracy where technology companies in Silicon Valley will be running our government. I mentioned this going back a few months ago, that a tremendous amount of power in this country is now all planted in the Silicon Valley area. Vice President-elect Kamala Harris is from the San Francisco, Los Angeles area. She's a senator from Cali. Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, is obviously the congressperson from San Francisco. Dianne Feinstein, one of the ranking members on the Intelligence Committee in the Senate, she's from San Francisco as well. And the list goes on and on. Eric Swalwell, one of the chief agitators in going after the president, he's from the San Francisco area. Turns out he's been shacking up with a Chinese spy for the last 5 years. And for the most part, China and this woman, Fang Fang, I think they called it. He did a little bang bang with Fang Fang. This woman has been bundling donations for him from the city council right up into the halls of Congress in America. So you look at all these people who are in the highest levels of power in our government, and they all come back to the Silicon Valley area. They all come back to the Golden State, to the California, San Francisco area. The Hollywood elites and the technocracy are there, and now they're coddled in the arms of government. And, Mark Zuckerberg, many have alleged, and I read a whole bunch of stuff that seems pretty fairly sourced, that he spent upwards of $400 million to fund get out the vote efforts in all these swing states that turned out to be, hard to determine if the voting was real or not. Many of these states, we closed our eyes at midnight and Donald Trump was leading by a huge margin. We opened our eyes in the morning and all of a sudden he'd lost them all. So it just starts to seem like, the Hunter Biden laptop comes out with all this evidence that's pretty clear that Hunter Biden's been getting paid by many of our many countries around the world for literally no experience, no subject matter. Huh? Okay. You know what? We'll get back to the Hunter Biden laptop in a minute. I know Adam's on a short schedule here, so let's bring in Adam Guillette. He's the president of Accuracy. Okay, we had Adam Guillette in. Okay. Well, when we have Adam, we'll bring him in. We'll talk about the mainstream media and social media influences have normalized violence by redefining riots as peaceful protests. Celebrities have even paid bail money of rioters so they can go out and commit some more crimes. So, yeah, over the summer, we saw riot after riot after riot, looting, protests, fires, Molotov cocktails, and we saw the mainstream media sit there and apologize and justify the behavior like a parent with a drug addict kid. He's going to be okay. It's just a little drugs. He's all right. He doesn't need help just yet. He's going to get straight. It's not that bad. We're overreacting. No. You see, I talked about this on my radio show, Table Talk, with former Congressman Vito Fossella yesterday. All right, I think we do have Adam Guillette right now. Adam Guillette is the president of Accuracy in Media and joins us right here on Liquid Lunch for the first time. Adam, how are you, buddy?
I'm well. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, thank you for joining us. Appreciate it, brother. I know you're on a tight schedule, so I do want to get right into it. I talked about, while we were waiting for you to come on, how the mainstream media kind of normalized this stuff. Like, yeah, it's just peaceful. Don't worry about anything. And there's one famous video of Ali Velshi from MSNBC standing in the street in front of a burning building telling everyone that it's just a peaceful protest, and it reminded me of Baghdad Bob. I don't know if you remember the communications director.
Of course, I made the same joke.
Hussein, the tanks were overrunning the airport, and he says, "We have pushed back the infidels. They are not here." It's the same type of propaganda, if you ask me. And now the Hollywood elites have exposed themselves. What do we make of all this, man? How do we get some accuracy in media like you're trying to do?
Well, to your point, they didn't just normalize the violence, they celebrated the violence. They named streets after these people engaging in violence. They painted, the roads to celebrate the folks who were engaging in violence. Hollywood celebrities even donated $25 million to pay the bail money for the rioters so that they could go out and riot again. So the notion that these people are suddenly outraged by the violence in the Capitol is ridiculous. These are also the same people who celebrated Bill Ayers. You might recall Bill Ayers and the Weathermen set off a bomb in the Capitol. What does Bill Ayers do today? He gets paid with tax dollars to speak in college campuses. So the notion that these people are so aghast by the events in the Capitol last week is sickeningly hypocritical.
You know, Adam, I did a whole soliloquy yesterday on my radio show, Table Talk, on the broken windows theory, and that Rudy Giuliani brought that to New York for policing. You know, this idea that if there's a vacant building and somebody breaks a window, you got to fix that window right away. Otherwise, people think that it's not wanted, it's not loved, no one's paying attention to it, so they break another window, then they graffiti it, then they break in, and they start to squat in there, and it becomes a major problem in the community. One of the broken windows I think that we've had here in this country goes way back to 2008. Barack Obama had his first fundraiser in the living room of Bill Ayers. And you mentioned Bill Ayers, that many people don't know. This was one of the founders of the Weather Underground. And his longtime companion, Bernardine Dorn, was thrown in jail and arrested for being part of a bombing attempt where Americans were killed and maimed. And Barack Obama was born out of the Bill Ayers philosophy. How scary is it that Bill Ayers is still walking around as a known terrorist and Donald Trump is actually blocked off social media as the president?
Well, that's exactly right. And not just Donald Trump versus Bill Ayers. You've got the Chinese Communist Party tweeted last week about how wonderful their concentration camps are where they lock up Uyghur Muslims. We're supposed to be aghast about how Trump blocked some Muslims from coming in, but China literally locks them in concentration camps, brags about it on Twitter, and only after there was a backlash did Twitter pull the tweet. Twitter also, of course, has Nicolas Maduro on there. They've got the Ayatollah on Twitter. They've got Putin. So again, the hypocrisy from these folks in the culture is outrageous.
So at the same time, right, we have these sports stars in this country, like LeBron James, who basically came out trumpeting, celebrating last week. Hey, we can start going back to the White House now if we win a championship, right? This is a guy who's talking about white privilege and slavery, getting paid $300 million without a college degree, and basically getting like $100 million from Nike, who is actually enslaving Uyghurs in work camps to make these shoes where they allegedly get paid like 10 cents an hour, but they're really prisoners. They're making LeBron shoes that he's selling for American kids for $200. Where's the double standard there? Where's LeBron James standing up to slavery when it happens in China where his sneakers are made?
Yeah, we're just supposed to believe that these people care about minorities. They care about oppression. We're supposed to believe that they're brave role models who speak truth to power. When as soon as one of them criticizes China, all of the other ones run and cower and are terrified to say a bad thing about the Chinese Communist government because they know it'll cost them money in their pocketbooks. It's clear where their priorities are. They can't be taken seriously as any form of role model, and they should only be exposed for being the hypocrites that they are.
And I find this, the coup de grace, the pierce de resistance that the left-wing media is calling these protests, during the summer of love. They were fiery but peaceful. Fiery is like an emotional thing. They were on fire. They were burning down cities. How do we get that accuracy other than guys like me and you?
Well, we hold them accountable with our activists online. Our website, aim.org, if you sign up, we do action alerts where we reach out to these folks directly via email, on the phone, in face-to-face, in person, and we hold them accountable and expose their lies. And I think they need to be shamed again and again and again until they learn that they can't get away with it. In addition, we do investigative journalism where we catch these folks on hidden cameras and expose their lies and hypocrisy for all the world to see.
Fantastic.
These are bullies who try to intimidate everyone, but they've never had to take a punch, metaphorically speaking, and I think they should.
Adam Guillette, thank you so much. He's the president of Accuracy in Media. Go check out their site. We got to have you back, brother. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll talk to you soon. All right, you guys stick right there. Just breeze through hour 2. We'll be back right after this.